Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day. Today, I'm jumping into a Lorwyn Eclipsed draft. I am definitely developing my preferences in the format. I have a lot of decks that I really want to try out, so super excited to do a draft, talk through all of my decisions, and see what's in this pack. Let's get into it. All right, we have a Deep Way Navigator, which is absolutely a sweet Merfolk payoff. So when it enters, untap each Merfolk you control, and as long as you attacked with 3 or more Merfolk this turn, Merfolk you control get +1/+0. Just a kind of a classic Merfolk Lord, but with the twist it lets you re-tap a bunch of your Merfolk. Now, I have been Merfolking a lot, so I kind of have a preference not to just jump on the gold Merfolk card and sit on the Merfolk train for the whole draft. Of course, you never want to force something based on your first pick, so if we took this card, we would be on the lookout for whether other Merfolk cards are actually flowing to us or not. I think I'm actually going to go with the Virulent Emissary, to be honest, because it's not just because this is a gold card. I mean, this kind of mostly only goes in an elf deck anyways, so this is sort of a secret gold card, if you will. It's just that I have not played the elf deck yet, and I think it is the best archetype. So I kind of want to do that and not just jump on the Merfolk train when I already have like 3 Merfolk videos up on this channel. Here, I really want to do this, the whole Voracious Tome Skimmer thing. I love the idea of getting to just cast spells during my opponent's turn and go off. Blue-black control seems like a really sweet thing to try to figure out. At the same time, Dawnhand Eulogist is just a fantastic card for elves, and if elves is open, I really want to try it, particularly because I took an elf card first. So Fairies is high on my list to try out, but I actually think I'll just take Dawnhand Eulogist. This is a card that I underestimated at first. It is a 3/3 for 4 with Menace. When it enters, mill 3 cards, which is really important for the elf deck, because a lot of elves care about your graveyard. And then it drains the opponent for 4, which is a lot. So I think I'll speculate on this Dawnhand Eulogist, see if elves are open, and if they are, then I will be happy. And here we got rewarded with Morkant's Eyes, which is one of the best elf cards, and another card that I underestimated. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you surveil 1, and it's an enchantment. By the way, this is also an elf, if that matters. And then for 6, sack it, make just a zillion 2/2s, 1 for every elf in your graveyard. This thing can make a lot of 2/2s. In terms of reading the signals, Eclipse Flamekin, all of the Eclipse cards are fantastic. So you cannot go wrong with an Eclipsed Flamekin, certainly not. There is a pacifism in here, which makes me think that maybe green-white is... that maybe white, rather, is... the people next to me are not in white, and as well as this Kithkin card, but also pick 3, you're not really getting signals yet. So let's just take the best card and see what flows to us. Well, so these are very specifically elf cards, Morkant's Eyes and Dawnhand Eulogist, but this is a top Kithkin card. Thought-Left Imbuer, it's kind of like, if you remember in Avatar, there was a white enchantment that did this, Team Avatar or something, which gives a creature +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. In this case, it's X is the number of Kithkin you control. But if people are passing me this Kithkin card, then probably I should just take them at their word that Kithkin is open. We do see some Merfolk stuff in here, and there actually are more elves, so perhaps I could take these, but these elf cards are less powerful than this Kithkin card, and we really don't want to get married to just our first few picks. And by the way, Mirrormine Crowned, don't play this card. This is like a quirky build around. I'll get to that in a month when the format is old. For now, we're just trying to win games. Okay, here, now we're in a very interesting situation, right? Vinebred Brawler is a perfectly fine elf card. When it attacks another target elf you control, it's +2/+1 until end of turn, and this thing has Lure. Crossroads Watcher, though, is also a perfectly fine Kithkin card. Personify goes nicely in the Kithkin deck. This can blank a removal spell that your opponent has, and it leaves behind a Kithkin. I have played the Kithkin deck, and I have not played the Elf deck. So purely on personal preference, I'm taking Vinebred Brawler. It's very possible you're supposed to take the 2-drop, the Flicker card, or Crossroads Watcher. Maybe that would be the card I would pick after this. Maybe if I'm just purely trying to maximize win rate, Crossroads Watcher is what I would take. But with a weak preference towards playing elves instead of playing Kithkin, I'm going to take Vinebred Brawler. Having said that, in this pack, we have Pyrrhic Strike, which is a top removal spell in the format, I think. So you can destroy a creature with mana value 3 or greater for 3, which is good. You're trading equal or up on mana. right? And it's at instant speed. So that's just good already. But as an additional cost, if they have an artifact or enchantment that you really need to get rid of, like a liminal hold, say, or a spiral into solitude, you can blight 2 to do that as well and get a 2-for-1 out of this card. So this is a sweet card. I'll absolutely be taking it. Having another spiral into solitude, aka pacifism, in this pack really reassures me that white is pretty open. Here, it's interesting. So I think in terms of raw power, the best card in this pack has got to be Unexpected Assistance. But we are so far from unexpectedly assisting. I mean, maybe Merfolk is open, but I'm kind of sick of playing Merfolk over and over again. I'm just going to grab the 2-2. This is not a good 2-2. To be clear, this is not like the best Grizzly Bears we've ever seen. But I'm perfectly happy to have another Kifkin. And holy smokes, folks, we have a Pacifism in this pack, as well as Mistmeadow Council, which is just an amazing Kifkin card, a 4/3 for 4 that draws you a card immediately to replace itself. I don't even know how this card is performing. I just know that every time my opponent plays it, I feel bad, and I haven't gotten to cast it nearly as much as I want to. So I'm going to snap that one up. I wouldn't necessarily fault someone for taking the pacifism, but I'm on that one. Here we have a choice between Feisty Spikeling and Guiltleaf's Embrace. Guiltleaf's Embrace is a combat trick. Feisty Spikeling has a relevant creature type. I'm just going to take the Spikeling. It makes my Thoughtweft Imbuer better, my Mistmeadow Council better. Actually, if I have a few of these, I might even play the Vinebread Brawler. Here, I'll take Timid Shieldbearer. I would say don't sleep on Bark of Doran. If you have 3 Thoughtweft Imbuers, then maybe you run a Bark of Doran. But here, I'm just going to take the Kifkin, right? I also think Unforgiving Aim could be playable, particularly in a best-of-3 match. You might want to side that one in. Here, I'll take Riverguard's Reflexes. It's just a nice combat trick, so I'll just snap that one up. The Mirror Mind Crown appropriately wheeled. I guess I'll take it as a rare so that I can get some gems back for it someday. And we got a last pick Kifkin, which assures me that I'm in the right seat. Champions of the Shoal is a really good Merfolk card. So it's very possible. I mean, Merfolk is open. Someone's going to be happy getting this. I just don't want to play Merfolk again. Also, Harmonized Crescendo, I haven't played with it. I would imagine this card actually is quite good in the Merfolk deck. You get tons of value for tapping, let's say, this Merfolk, and then you draw a bunch of cards, and it's at instant speed too. So I actually think someone's going to be really happy who's in the Merfolk lane. But for me, I'm just going to grab a Mistmeadow Council. Look, we got unambiguous evidence that Kifkin is an open seat coming from the right of us. So pack 3, we're expecting to get a bunch of Kifkin. I just want to cut Kifkin, make sure that no one has a reason to be in Kifkin to my right, and we're just going to try to build the best Kifkin deck that we possibly can. Here, Pyrrhic Strike is a sweet card. Very happy to just grab it and, be happy. I would probably play Changeling Wayfinder in this deck because of the amount of Kifkin synergies that I have. Plus, it would go with the Vinebread Brawler, which would up my number of playables. But Pyrrhic Strike is just a wonderful removal spell, so I'm just on that one. I think there's basically nothing else in the pack really to speak of. There's like a Cinder Strike if you were in red. Twin Flame Traveler suggests that the Elementals deck is open, but the Elementals deck is usually open. What does Heat Shimmer do? Create a token that's a copy of target creature, so it is haste, and then at the beginning of the end step it dies. Yeah, that's not a playable card. I'll probably just take the Dawnslide Archers. It's actually quite painful to me to see Dawnhand Eulogist in here. Let's see, Boggart Mischief means Goblins is open, which makes perfect sense. This is not a particularly... The uncommons here are not very informative. Unbury, Eclipse Realms. The thing that does give me some pause is Dawnhand Eulogist, but I think someone to my right is in Elves because black and any elf payoffs just completely dried up. Look, draft is self-correcting, where if a deck starts standing out as the best deck, a lot of people are going to be in it. And I think at this moment in the format, you will rarely sit down at a table and find that nobody is in Elves, because people just know it's the best. Whoopsies. Here I'm on Mistmeadow Council. A third Mistmeadow Council is just awesome. This means that, and by the way, this should be in the 4-drop slot. This means we're basically just trying to play this on turn 4 every single game. That does mean that I need some cheaper Kifkin, but it's better than Wary Farmer and Gallant Foul Knight in terms of raw power by a lot, I think. So very happy to have this. This also means we don't have as much pressure to just curve out and immediately beat down. Wow, painful stuff. I mean, Morkant's Eyes is a top elf card, but okay, Elves was cut in my seat, so it makes sense that to the left of me, people found it cut. I will probably just take Gold Medal Nomad because, as we were saying, we just always want to have Kifkin in place on the board by turn 5. So I'm going to snap this one up. I would like more 2-drop Kifkin. That would be a big priority for me here. But Crossroads Watcher is definitely going to do the trick. Mirror Form is such a fun card, by the way. At instant speed, each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of any other permanent. Any permanent. It could even be a land. It could even be a land. All right, I'm going to take the Crossroads Watcher and be really happy with it. That's just exactly the kind of a card that we want to see more of. Here, I'm on Timid Shieldbearer. Omni Changeling is an awesome, awesome card. Every time I play with this card, I love it. I wasn't sure how to feel about it, but then the fact that it has Convoke makes it so good. Scarblade Scout is a really good elf card, so kind of sad to see that in here, but again, elves was cut for us. We thought about elves and it was cut. And getting Mistmeadow Council number 4, we're almost at the saturation of Mistmeadow Councils, I would say, but it does mean that Kithkin's is open. We're seeing like every Kithkin that anyone opens, I think. Here, I guess I could take Everstrike's Gift. I'm typically not an Everstrike's Gift believer, but with Riverguard's Reflexes already, I do not think I want an Appeal to Erdu. All my creatures are going to be tapped anyways. Appeal to Erdu is really a Merfolk card. Here, I'll take Changeling Wayfinder. You know, you could play 15 lands and a Wayfinder, or 16 lands and a Wayfinder. So I think I'll be pretty happy to grab that one. It is also a Merfolk. And it ups our Changeling count, which means that, hey, maybe we even end up playing the Vinebred Brawler if necessary. I would put a Bark of Dorian in the sideboard. I mean, look, if I get 2 more Thoughtweft Imbuers, which would be a dream come true, then I might even just run the Bark of Dorian. I found this card, you know, like this is not a good card, don't get me wrong, Bark of Dorian, but I have found this card to be really nice in combination with very specific cards. One example is the 1/3 Merfolk that becomes unblockable. Okay, in this pack, so Moonvigil Adherence is more of an elf card because it counts creatures in your graveyard, but I actually wonder if I snap it up here. Every other powerful card, I mean, look, do we want 5 Mistmeadow Councils? It kind of gets to the point that they are going to get stuck in my hand. I guess my 4-drop slot is pretty clogged, but I want it more than a feisty Spikeling, which is the most replaceable card in the world, right? So I guess I'll take it. I'm really hoping to see more Kithkin. Here, I'm probably on Reluctant Downguard. I mean, there is a Pyrrhic Strike, but I already have 2 Pyrrhic Strikes. It gets to be a little bit concentrated on killing things of mana value 4 or greater. Wow, or 3 or greater. And wow, there's a Morkant's Loyalist here, so maybe elves opened up again. But we were just passing a million elves, so I can't really see why that would be the case. But okay, I'll just take the Kithkin card. It's a little bit on rails at this point, but I'll just take the Kithkin card. What is this? Goliath Daydreamer. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, exile it with a dream counter. And then when it attacks, you can play that without paying its mana cost. That's a sweet little build around. But I'm just very happily going to take a Blossoming Defense. I think it's a totally nice little combat trick. It's the it's something that we've seen before, +1/+1 counter in Hexproof, but this is +2/+2 in Hexproof. So I will play the Blossoming Defense. We're probably not playing Bark of Dorian. Here, what have we got? It's between Gold Metal Knight and Gallant Foul Knight, both not very good cards, but I would rather have the 1-drop than the 4-drop, especially in a very 4-drop heavy deck. And wow, now we're seeing Vinebred Brawler plus Scarblade Scout plus Safe Right Cavalry. Yeah, so maybe I just should have been in Elves all along. Did I overreact to not seeing Elves cards? Could be, could be. Well, I'll take the Gold Metal Nomad. And we're just trying to be a fast little deck here. Do I take a 4th Mistmeadow Council? Well, there's nothing else for me in this pack, is there? I don't really see anything else going on for us, so I think I'll take Mistmeadow Council. Maybe I'm going to cut Moonvigil Adherence and play 5 4-drops. Is it possible? Well, Crossroads Watcher is a dream come true. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Not that it's like an amazing card in raw power, but we are looking for just good 3-drops. Well, we're looking for good cards earlier on our curve. I mean, a good 2-drop would be a lot better. The problem is this is not even really an aggro deck, unfortunately. I wonder if I just cut the Changeling. My curve is so not a curve. Here, I'll probably take Riverguard's Reflexes. It's very possible that I do just play the combat trick. Maybe I would cut Everstrike's Gift and play another Reflexes. Yeah. This kind of card is way better in best of 1 than it is in best of 3, I think, because a good opponent can just play around it. I'll certainly take another Crossroads Watcher here. I'll be happy to have more Watchers of the Crossroads. Maybe I'll play this over the second Riverguard's Reflexes, something like that. I'll take a Changeling Wayfinder. Okay, it's not like we're seeing a bunch of major elf bombs here. Someone picked up the elf's mantle for sure. So I'll take the... I don't know. I mean, there's nothing here that I'll play. Temporal Cleansing is a nice one. It does seem that Merfolk is open, but I find that Merfolk is open at the end of basically every draft these days. I guess there's some universe in which I could play a Shorelurker. Do I have another 3-drop that I can play instead of these Mistmeadow Councils? to just get one step faster. Maybe I'm supposed to play one Changeling Wayfinder instead of one of the Mistmeadow Councils. I don't know. Like, wheeling Mistmeadow Councils is kind of sweet, right? I mean, like, playing a Mistmeadow Council into a Mistmeadow Council. It's kind of sweet. All right, sure. I'll just take something out of here. And then Eclipse Marrow. Wow, yeah. So Merfolk ended up very open. Well, if the person to my left is Merfolk, they'll be very happy with that one. Okay, so we have a semi-fast deck of Kithkin. It's far from my dream situation, but if we go down to 13 lands, these guys, or if we go down to 16 lands, I mean, not 13 lands. Gold Metal Nomads are not so good, but in combination with Crossroads Watcher in the context of a very fast deck, hopefully they can do something. And maybe I do play Changeling Wayfinder instead of a land as a Kithkin stand-in. It's not like the most amazing card here. I wonder if I would be better to play Riverguard's Reflexes or Everstrike's Gift. Maybe Everstrike's Gift. 16 lands and an Everstrike's Gift. I'm not a believer in this card. I don't think it's awesome, but it is a way that you could convert like Mistmeadow Council into lethal, especially if you have a Thoughtweft Imbuer out. I do wish that we had seen another Thoughtweft Imbuer, but okay, let's just roll this one and see how it goes. This should be a fast draft. I also wonder if maybe I'm supposed to play the other 4-drop, the one that gets +1/+1 for each creature. And I think it also has Trample. That's just a very good card. Actually, the moment that I said that, I kind of wanted to cancel out of the queue and try to put that card in my deck because, yeah, that card's really good, isn't it? It's going to get really huge. Okay, this is a nice start for me. Play a Virulent Emissary into a Feisty Spikeling, Timid Shieldbearer, slightly off curve, and then Mistmeadow Council. You know, we're kind of doing it. That's a curve out. Okay, and then we even just got a 3-drop. Yeah, all right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That can win some draft games. That can win some games of draft for sure. Maybe I should have played my creature first because they could have the 2/2 Changeling Flash. I didn't really think about that. Okay. Or deal 4 damage to a tap creature. So I just left 1 life point on the board. You're going to trade this? Whoa. That's very surprising to me. What is the thinking there? Do they have something to bring something back from the graveyard? Or they just think I'm like a really fast deck? I don't know. That's like, that would never occur to me to do. That's a play I would just never think to do. Trading Deepway Navigator for the 1/1. Especially because, well, I guess they knew I wasn't the Elf deck. The Elf deck has a lot of stuff with graveyard. So, I don't know. That was just rather confusing. So I could play, I think I do play Mistmeadow Council here and then attack. It does mean that because of Pyrrhic Strike. Oh, Blossoming Defense is a nice one, but we can always play that next turn. It does mean that Pyrrhic Strike is not going to kill the Wellguard before it taps. Yeah, what's happening? Do they have some graveyard thing going on? Or they just want to maintain the highest life total possible because they think they're favored in the long game? But look at the quality of cards that they've just traded. That's pretty surprising to me. Okay, so should I go ahead and just attempt a Pyrrhic Strike on that guy? Kind of like that idea. I assume they're going to draw 3 here. I think that's the most likely one to happen. But yeah, let's just try this, see if it resolves. It would be nice to develop my board a little bit before, but we'll just see what they have. All I can think is Soka's Haiku from Avatar. Yeah, I was thinking it's Unexpected Assistance. That's exactly what I was expecting. So they draw 3, discard 1. Maybe that's the thing, is because they knew they were going to net 1 card, they just thought trading 1 for 1 is good. That's possible. Okay, goodbye to that guy. And then I will attack. There is no combat trick here as far as I can think of. All right, so we got an attack in. I kind of like Everstrike's Gift here now. We have Blossoming Defense if they have a removal spell. Oh, Deceit. Okay, so maybe that's the thing. Okay, so return another non-land permanent, but they didn't pay 2 black, so I get to just buff this guy. Okay, so Deceit was a 5/5 for 6. I'm not too scared. And they don't know about Everstrike's Gift. For a second, I was like, why did they attack? But yeah, they don't know about Everstrike's Gift, so I can just do this, Kraken for 5. Bonk. Play a Feisty Spikeling, which they've seen, and then play the Shieldbearer. Now, if they kill my Mistmeadow Council, then I may be in trouble. Then I may be in trouble, and they probably do have ways to bounce it. Yeah, I guess with Unexpected Assistance plus Unexpected Assistance plus whatever, it's a very interesting style of Magic. They just thought like, hey, maintain my life total, even if it means trading down in card quality. Another Deceit, and it is not legendary. Well, that's obviously incredibly good for the opponent. Another Deceit. So I can Kraken for 3 with Everstrike's Gift if I draw a land here. So let's keep a Plains untapped. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and cast Gold Metal Nomad. That's going to be chump blocking for sure. Interesting. I think I'll just chump with the Gold Metal Nomad and take 6. It's not even a 2-turn clock. Oh, they are Esper. They're not Merfolk. They're Esper. That's cool. The double Deceit deck, yeah. It's pretty good. They have pretty good card quality. Oh, that's why they traded the Merfolk Lord. They probably don't even have that many Merfolk in their deck. Well, I'm representing lethal, but I'm guessing that they're not going to let me just get away with that. I'm representing lethal. Presumably they have some removal here. I can put 3... No, I can only put 2 creatures on the battlefield. Crossroads Watcher plus a Gold Metal Nomad, or Reluctant Downguard plus a Timid Shieldbearer or something like that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So they probably have... Let's say they have Blight Rot or something, or deal 4. Then I would get in 4 damage. I do think that's still worth it. Because then I am actually representing lethal next turn. So let's go in with the team. See what removal they have. They may just pass to damage. But if they pass to damage and then I activate this and then they kill something, then it's GG. So I will not activate it right now. Is it Blight Rot? Oh, is it bounce 2 creatures? There's that spell, the Merfolk spell. Okay, Protective Response. You got it. Okay. So I'll deal 4 to you. Put you to 5. And then I will go with Reluctant Downguard plus Timid Shieldbearer probably. I guess I could just do the Gold Metal Nomad here, but I think mana efficiency is really going to matter. So let's do this. Then I'll probably just chump block 1 Deceit if they attack with everything. Hopefully they don't have 2 removal spells, or there's the bounce 2. There's the Merfolk spell that's like 5 and 2 blue, bounce 2 things. Sure. Do I just take it? Kind of just want to take this. Is there... Yeah, there's Appeal to Erdu. Appeal to Erdu would kill me. Do I think they're appealing to Erdu in this deck? No way. But doesn't this attack just leave them dead? They need 2 removal spells or bounce. Okay, I should just chump block a Deceit. I have material to spare, right? Let's see. Do they have a 3rd blocker, perhaps? Okay, so it's not quite GG. Unless I put Everstrike's Gift on the down guard and then buff my team. Oh, I cannot quite do that. I cannot quite do that. But yeah, let's do something like it. Ah, I see what I can do. Okay, I'm going to go for the Throat here. So I'll put 2/1/1 counters on a Timid Shieldbearer. Or no, on the Feisty Spikeling. So we're just going for the kill. I think if we give them another turn, we're probably dead. So I'm going to do this. This was all face up. So I assume they have an answer to this, but you just have to go for lethal if you have it, right? Hey, we got there. Wow, against the double Deceit deck. I almost feel guilty about that because I think their deck was way better than mine. I feel guilty to out aggro them, but hey, you know what? Sometimes it just works. Sometimes playing Kithkin just works. All right, 1-0. On to the next one. All right. Pretty crappy hand. But it's fast. It's fast, so I guess I keep it. I mean, I have a 1-drop into a 2-drop with a combat trick to back it up, but I would love to draw Gold Metal Nomad, is it? Or no, not this is Gold Metal Nomad. What am I talking about? The Kithkin that draws a card. when it enters. Drawing a land was like absolute worst case scenario here, of course. So that's getting into very dangerous territory for us. I'm thinking of Mistmeadow Council. Okay, drawing. Well, you know what, folks? Sometimes it just happens. I mean, that's Magic cards for you. Yeah, maybe I just shouldn't have kept the 4-lander, but I don't know. 1-drop into a 2-drop felt like, you know, if I'd had a Mistmeadow Council on top of my deck, we'd be looking at such a different situation right now. But there's nothing, period, at all in the deck for me to do for 6 mana. And wow, Blossoming Defense, horrible draw. Absolutely horrible draw. I guess I may as well just attack with the Surly Farrier. I guess I could have attacked with Gold Metal Nomad in case they feel they want to like try to save some damage here, but oh boy. Yeah, this is too bad. I think this might be a quick one. Well, let's see. They still have to prove that they can beat me. All right. Put an Everstrike's Gift on the Surly Farrier. And it's a little bit of an awkward one because it has a tap ability, but I'll just go in with both. It's obvious that I have a combat trick, but let's actually play dead and pretend that we don't have a combat trick here. I'm just playing some mind games. I guess I could have put the gift on the council. If they attack, I'm happy. Yeah, because I'm not worried about losing to life, right? I'm the beatdown. I'm worried about losing. Okay, and then they have a Sunderflock. This card is just, I would say, essentially unbeatable. Do I have a removal spell that can hit Sunderflock? I don't have an Oblivion Ring. Oh yeah, I have double Pyrrhic Strike. Okay, let's give ourselves a turn to draw Pyrrhic Strike. If we don't draw it, then I think it's not worth our time to keep going. Yeah, we need it to be like way more aggressive, and Sunderflock is just the kind of a card that you can't really beat a Sunderflock. It's a one-sided board wipe unless you happen to have like a bunch of elementals, which would make the Sunderflock not so good, or a whole bunch of enters the battlefield effects would do it. But yeah, Sunderflock is a card that I think I have probably a 0% win rate against, unless I'm in elementals. So I would pack one, pick one as Sunderflock so happily every day. Easy mulligan. This hand is much, much better. Put back a land, and we'll just try to draw planes. So I can go Crossroads Watcher into Mistmeadow Council. My deck is not like so blazingly fast that it demands a 2-drop. It is nice to have a 2-drop, obviously, but look, Crossroads Watcher and Mistmeadow Council are just cards that operate on pure stats. Here I actually will play the down guard. I like the idea of the down guard growing. So turn 4, we can play the Council, draw a card. Maybe we'll see something for 2 mana. Looks like they're going to kill it. That's pretty annoying because it means I cannot play my Crossroads Watcher, and actually I would have been able to if I had played Crossroads Watcher instead of down guard. Sorry, it means I can't play my Council, and actually if I had done that in the different order, I would have been able to do I would have been able to play it because they wouldn't have been able to assert Perfection Crossroads Watcher. So actually that is a lesson for me. Maybe later in the format I should play around Assert Perfection there. So that's a nice little lesson for us. I think that's a really nice lesson. I'll offer the trade here. I do want to have a Kithkin because of Mistmeadow Council, but they probably also want to have Kithkin, so yeah, maybe that's a lesson for us. Oh, Kin Binding. So now I'm really glad that I'm playing Pyrrhic Strike. I think we'll just go ahead and Pyrrhic Strike that immediately. Destroy target enchantment. And then attack. It's a little bit of a speed bump for us, but I'm really happy that I had the Pyrrhic Strike for that, and all they got out of it was a 1/1. And they're trading their 1/1. That's really interesting. I wonder what that's about. I guess they just want to maintain their life total. Kind of makes sense. And then they have a Saplingers. Yeah. Okay, this card is bonkers. Okay, well, their deck is just way better than my deck. Their deck is just way better than my deck. It's not really a fair contest. All right, I'll do another Mistmeadow Council, I guess. Perhaps I'll offer the trade Blossoming Defense for a Forest, basically. So Blossoming Defense, get rid of your 3/4. Kind of unfortunate. Not the greatest rate, but Then I'll go ahead and play Wary Farmer. I think the only way that I win this is by managing to put pressure on somehow. My best hope is that they draw a bunch of random 2-drops and 1-drop, so I'm happy to see this, because every land is a 3-4. Yeah, this is pretty bad for me. Okay, Thoughtweft Imbuer is a very nice one. That's a very, very nice one. I'm just going to slap this down. I mean, that could be the way to win, right? And then I'll attack with Mistmeadow Council. It has 6 toughness, so it's really hard for them to block. Thoughtweft Imbuer is such a nice one. Okay. Yeah. I'm not so afraid of the 3-4s anymore. Now, do I want to draw this? Probably not. I don't know, actually. That could be quite sweet. Winning contests that I shouldn't win. Winning combats that I shouldn't win, I mean. That could be quite sweet. Liminal hold on Thoughtweft Imbuer is really bad for me. But Riverguard's reflexes could kind of make up the difference in a certain way. Oh, wow. That's really bold of you. I'm kind of shocked that you think that you... Oh, well, it does have vigilance. Oh, but it can't block. Okay. I guess they just think that they're the beatdown, in fact. Okay. Well, kind of crummy that I still cannot double spell because everything costs white mana. But all right, I'll attack with the council. See what happens. If you double block, I will first strike you down. And then I'll play my own Mistmeadow Council, I suppose. Try to draw plains. Or I'll play another Mistmeadow Council, I mean. Oh, a plains is really nice, because then I'll play a Gold Metal Nomad. I would love a Pyrrhic Victory. That would be like the best case scenario. Mistmeadow Council is a pretty good case scenario, though. All right, you get a 3-4. Wow, we are really fighting an uphill battle. If I get my other Pyrrhic Victory, I can blow up their Liminal Hold. This is a good game. For them, for a game where they have kin binding into Sapling Nursery, this turned out to be a pretty good game. I will, in a heartbeat, trade. Okay. So here, let's crack in with both Mistmeadow Councils. I have a chump blocker, so I'm not too worried about them making something enormous. I'll crack in with both of these guys, see what they do. Block there. Okay, I'll go to damage. I guess their thinking is that their guy is replaceable. Okay, resolve, and then I'll play my Riverguard's reflexes. So they knew that I had something here, and I guess their idea is that this is just a good trade for them. They could exile their nursery, but I doubt that they want to. And then I actually think that the Timid Shieldbearer is pretty good. I think it lets me attack with like a lot of stuff. Pretty much lets me attack with team, I think. Unless they get another land, which they, you know, odds are they'll start drawing lands in the late game. They'll get a land or they'll get something. Yeah, Sapling Nursery is a hard one to fight, isn't it? I would love a Pyrrhic Victory. Okay, another Mistmeadow Council. So can I just attack with the team? I don't think so, because they could, for example, block Wary Farmer with a 3-4 and then pump their team. Maybe I just play Mistmeadow Council because I don't really want to be forced into trading. Forced into spending my turn activating the Shield Bearer, that is. Yeah, probably better for me to just slap down a council here. I'm getting 4-3s that replace themselves every turn. That's better than getting a 3-4. Oh, Pyrrhic Strike is going to be really nice. With Pyrrhic Strike on the board, I can't attack. I can't attack now because I'm tapped out of my Shield Bearer. Okay. But Pyrrhic Strike is a really good one. Toss the Spikeling. Yeah. Well, Spikeling might be nice next turn because I can play it and also play Pyrrhic Strike. The question is, am I going to Pyrrhic Strike the Sapling Nursery or Liminal Hold? Probably I Pyrrhic Strike Sapling Nursery, right? I don't know. It's actually a tough call, isn't it? I actually cannot... Oh, I can kill their Prideful Feastling. That's good. So maybe I do want the Spikeling because, well, I'll probably Blight onto Gold Metal Nomad. Kill the Feastling. Okay, I'm going to put... What am I... Actually, here's a better way to ask this question. What am I actually hoping to draw? I guess another Crossroads Watcher would be kind of nice. Everstrike's Gift. That would be a really good one. Okay, maybe I'm digging for Everstrike's Gift. Also Reluctant Downguard. Okay, I think that the Spikeling is not going to do it here. Let's put that in the bin. Yeah, Pyrrhic Strike was the best possible draw. We'll see if they get another 3-4. There's basically nothing that they would hold in their hand. Lands are just good for them. Okay, I'll take the 4 damage here. 5 if they want to make it that. And then they play Great Forest Druid. That's perfectly fine. Way better for me than if they drew a land, right? So can I do this? And no, I can't do this and Pyrrhic Strike. So let's go ahead and Blight 2 onto Gold Metal Nomad. Can I get them to arrange a double block? No, probably not, because they would just block with Prideful Feastling and pump their team. Do I just blow up the Liminal Hold? That's the honest question. And then I'm attacking for 1 zillion every turn. And if they draw lands, I don't even care. I'm actually going to go... Tell me what you would do. This is a tough situation. I have actually no idea what I'm supposed to do. But I actually think that my Thoughtweft Imbuer is better. The downside to blowing up the downside to getting the Thoughtweft Imbuer is if they find a removal spell, then I'm losing, right? The upside to getting the Thoughtweft Imbuer is they probably... Well, I guess they could have another Liminal Hold. I guess they could have another Liminal Hold. I'm just thinking like Assert Perfection won't do it for them here. I don't feel that terrified of a 3/4 every turn if I'm crashing in for 10 damage every turn, right? This is a tough decision. I almost auto win if I get the Flying Enchantment after blowing up Liminal Hold, right? Oh, tell me in the comments what you would do. Okay, I decided to get rid of Sapling Nursery because I think I'm already winning without it. I think I'm winning without it. So you can give your guy indestructible. I'm not going to attack this turn. It doesn't fizzle because it has another target. Oh, it gives all your creatures indestructible. I actually didn't even notice that. I don't know. Maybe that was enough of a reason for me to actually get rid of the Liminal Hold. Because they get the value out of keeping the Feastling. So maybe I should have blocked the... Then I probably should have blocked the Feastling last turn because I was operating on the assumption that it was going to die. Okay, so maybe I decided wrong. But I feel like I'm winning in the long run here, aren't I? Very likely. Okay, attacking with a 4/5. It's block, block, block. I mean, I guess I get punished here if they have +2/+0 and indestructible. Most likely, this gets 5 power. Yeah, I get punished by +2/+0 and indestructible. I'm just assuming they did not top deck +2/+0 and indestructible. If they did, wow. Holy smokes. They top decked the exact card that I said would be the punishment for me. I mean, that is... Wow. They just ripped that off the top. Like the one card in the format, I think, that made my block terrible. That's... I mean, you have to see it to believe it, right? That's like... That is a rare event to witness a top deck like that. I'll just say that. That is a rare level top deck. For them to just rip off the top like the one card that punishes me. I don't think there's another one. There's +2/+2 in fight. There's +3/+3 would not have been bad for me. There is basically nothing else, right? There's +2/+2 in first strike. They could have ripped that off the top. I didn't think about that, but it's not like that would have changed my block. Okay, so what did you rip off the top this time? What amazing top deck did you get this time? Let's see. Okay. Very weak draw by me, but what can you do? I still don't think I can attack. Wow, I mean, we have fought off so much here. All right, I could get value by binning this, but I'll keep it on top. We have fought off so much. We fought off kin binding, liminal holding my bomb. By the way, shutting down my turn 3 play by assert perfectioning my Kithkin. Top decking the indestructible trick just with absolutely no card selection, just raw top decking it. And sapling nursery. And we're still standing somehow. Okay. Block, block, block. Maybe there's no good reason to also block with the shield bearer. The other shield bearer. We'll see what they drew. I'm hoping it's lands, but we'll see. Only time will tell. If they have +2/+2 in first strike, then GG. Hopefully we just trade Mistmeadow Council for the Shield Bearer. Unfortunately, I have no more big creatures. A random Luminologist for no reason. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to do it, right? The card that I'm playing is bad. So if I had gotten Thoughtweft Imbuer and they had not ripped Guiltleaf's Embrace on the top, I think we were in good shape. Here, what can I draw? I mean, I have another one Mistmeadow Council, I think. Yeah, I don't really know how this can go back in our favor, but let's see. Wow, what a bad beat. I mean, technically, I did do badly, so they're going to get Kin Binding back, so that's GG. Technically, I should probably have killed the Liminal Hold, I guess, in the end. Because they didn't have removal, so, and then I was going to get the Flying Trick eventually. But I don't know. I think against their draws and their card quality, I don't think it really came down to play decisions. If they hadn't drawn the +2/+0 Indestructible trick, we would have had basically similar material, but they were gaining so much life. Well, but they wouldn't have gained that life if they hadn't drawn the Indestructible trick. So if I had Thoughtweft Imbuer out, maybe I could have put the Flying Enchantment on my guy, cracked in for like 10 every turn, and given them enough pressure that Kin Binding, they wouldn't have had time to get Kin Binding. So maybe getting the Thoughtweft Imbuer back would have worked, but we would be saying the exact opposite if they had just top decked Liminal Hold. It all just came down to luck of the draw, and they had that on their side in droves, I'm telling you. Okay. But hey, good for them for making a deck that's more powerful than my deck. They had way more powerful cards in their Kithkin build than I have in mine. So I'm very happy that just with some humble common level Mistmeadow Councils, we came as close as we did to stabilizing. All right, enough said. On to this one. Okay, so we're facing Morkant's Eyes. Extremely, extremely good card. I need to just beat down absolutely as quickly as I possibly can. I'm just going to slap down this guy and go in, and we're just hoping to draw a land. I think Crossroads Watcher makes sense as the card to play here. Okay, they did not surveil anything into the bin. I think that's good for us. Play Surly Farrier. There is a lifelink Indestructible, or no, lifelink Death Touch trick, I mean, that they could have here. I guess I'll do Wary Farrier at this point because I really want to draw my fourth land. They do have something at instant speed. If it's lifelink and Death Touch, so be it. There's not much that we can do about that. Blossoming Defense is not an answer to that. So Death Touch, lifelink, and you get a 2/2 back. Go for it. There was just nothing that we could do about that. So they take 2, gain 2. I mean, like, Blossoming Defense is not going to do anything about that. So, okay, and that is not an elf in the graveyard. So that's the good news for us. Gnarl Bark Elm, you remove 2 counters and something that's -2/-2, but they cannot do it right now. So I kind of want to hold up Blossoming Defense rather than ripping out my Mistmeadow Council here. I think it's better to just hold up the Blossoming Defense. I'll play this, and I'll attack with Wary Farmer. I assume they're not going to double walk. It would be a mistake to double walk. Oh, I wonder if they just have their own Blossoming Defense. Well, I'd better spend mine. They may just have their own Blossoming Defense. Okay, they don't. That's good news for us. And then I'm going to Surveil. I actually like that, right? Because that means I can double spell. I don't want any more lands after that, but I do like the idea of double spelling next turn. I just want to be so quick out of the gate here. Okay, they put this in the bin for value. Makes good sense. Morkant's Loyalist. When it dies, you bring an elf back from your graveyard to your hand, and the only elf is the one that they put in the bin for value. So it is extra value for them, but I think I'm perfectly happy with that. Play this. Play this. So I'm gaining 1. +1, gain 1, draw a card. Okay. I think I want to attack with everything because if they block Gold Metal Nomad, that's like a best case scenario for me. Them blocking Wary Farmer is a little awkward, but I strongly suspect they're just going to block the Crossroads Watcher here, and we just need to beat down, right? They have a Morkant's Eyes coming up. Once they hit 2 more lands, they're going to get to crack this for tons of value. Although Morkant's Loyalist is going to pull an elf out of the bin, which makes Morkant's Eyes a little bit worse. Okay, yep, interesting. Yeah, I was wondering if I hold back the Farmer. That's kind of a middle of the road, medium value option. Oh, they chose not to even Oh no, they did bring it back. They did bring it back. So this guy has 4 toughness. I think this is a very easy, just play this card and attack with everything situation. +1, gain 1, in with the team. Okay, no more lands, please. I essentially never want to draw another land this whole game, if at all possible, and end. Now they may just get 2 2/2s, which probably does not stabilize them. Okay, lifelink is really good for them, and mill to make your Morkan size better. Okay, but it didn't. This makes Morkan size a little bit worse. Oh, is that going to do it? No, not quite. But I play this, making Reluctant Downguard a 3/3, gaining 1. And then I do just go in with the team, right? Yeah, absolutely. In with the team. So they can double block the Downguard, I guess. Taking 6 but gaining 2, going to 2. I think we're looking pretty good here. I think we're looking pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I'll kill the lifelinker. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Put you to 2. And yep, play out my land, because I really want to be able to activate my shield bearer if possible. Now, if they have a land, they can make 3 2/2s, but then they die. Okay, it's only 2 2/2s. All right, looks like GG, right? Oh, wait. Oh, because it goes to the graveyard, it makes an extra one. That's annoying. And of course, I drew a land, because why wouldn't I? Well, clearly in with the team, of course. Block, 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 block. Okay, +1 to everything. Looks good. Looks good. I'll play my last land. Just in case. Well, actually, there's no reason to play the land, right? Because if I don't draw land, I can play it next turn anyways. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we got there. Our opponent was right on the verge of stabilizing. If they had just gotten like another, maybe if they're that mill that they did with the 2/2 lifelinker, if that had put 2 elves in the bin, I'm sure they would have won the game. I'm sure that would have done it right there. Okay, I really want to get another win and at least go 3/3 with my super fast Kithkin deck. But I have to say, a big takeaway from this draft for me is Kithkin is just not that good. I think you really need powerful cards to make Kithkin work. I have had players at very high mythic ratings play Kithkin against me quite successfully. I think what does it is multiple of the 0/5s that give your stuff +X/+X. That seems like a totally crucial card in the archetype. So it may not be that Kithkin is just bad, period. I'm going to mulligan this. But Kithkin requires high quality cards to work. So that's a huge takeaway for me from this draft. I can technically go 1, 2, 3 here. I just need to get a forest. And then it would be nice to draw some, future to this hand. Yeah, that's a very awkward draw. But yeah, I would say the big takeaway of today's draft is Kithkin needs high quality cards to be good. Playing Kithkin with a bunch of timid shield bearers and surly farriers and gold medal nomads is just not going to do the trick. So in today's draft, a blue-red elemental deck passed me by. I could have just taken that elementals deck and run with it. The opponent's also stuck on lanes, but they have card selection, so they'll find their mountain faster than I'll find my forest, almost certainly. Yeah, so the elemental deck would have been the way to go. I'm sure that deck would have gotten more than 2 wins. Flame King Guildweaver, Pilfering. Okay, all right. Tomorrow I'll be drafting Lorwyn again. I think this game is not going in any direction that makes any sense for us to play out. Yeah, my big takeaway, let's just do some quick deck tech, because I think this is a super informative draft. Look, I don't love going 2-3 and taking a lot of your time with 2-3 drafts. So when I do, I think it's really important to break down what went right and what went wrong. The Pyrrhic Strikes were good. This was a card that I always wanted to see. And actually, Everstrike's Gift was doing some work for me. Mistmeadow Council was absolutely awesome. The good thing about the deck, when the deck went well, it was playing Mistmeadow Council every turn and Thought Weft Imbuer. I also found Crossroads Watcher nice for representing a lot of damage. So this is a core, and honestly, the Farrier was pretty good, and even the Downguard. This is a core that makes a good deck, in my opinion. If you had like 5 Crossroads Watchers, 5 Mistmeadow Councils, and 2, 3, as many Thought Weft Imbuers as possible, basically, then I think you're doing well. And Wary Farmer actually felt good. Reluctant Downguard is fine. It starts out understated, which makes it easy to kill. Like, it got Assert Perfection at a very awkward moment. So that's definitely on a lower tier. I'll kind of arrange them from like good to bad. I'm a little higher on Everstrike's Gift than I was before, but still not so much. I mean, even by the time we drew it, it made such a small board impact that it was not like even relevant. Timid Shieldbearer was quite bad, I think. Same with Feisty Spikeling, same with Surly Farrier, and that's an issue. If you're playing an aggro style deck, you need high quality 2-drops. So I think something that the Kithkin deck probably suffers from in this format is not having high quality 2-drops outside of rare and uncommon. There's the 2/2 First Strike Lifelink that lets you spit cards out whenever you attack. That card's awesome. There's the Signpost Uncommon in Kithkin. I think that card's probably really good in the Kithkin deck. But these cards, these common level Kithkin pieces, are just really bad. I think maybe Timid Shieldbearer is fine, but that was really bad. Virulent Emissary was awesome. I loved this card. But I will say it's out of place in this deck. It's not even a Kithkin. Blossoming Defense is nice. So I'll put that like in the Pyrrhic Strike category. I was always happy to see this one. Gold Medal Nomad is horrible. I think the fewer of these that you can play, the better. It was just never making any impact. It's not even putting pressure on the board. Turn 1 was always unhappy to see it pretty much. Even in hands, even in my opening hand, I didn't necessarily like this card. If it were a 2/1, it would be a different story. So one thing that we were definitely missing is the 2/1 Merfolk Champion. Oh, I actually forgot I had this Moon Vigil Adherence. Maybe I should have been playing that, but I had so many good things to do in 4. Honestly, maybe not. And then finally, Riverguard's Reflexes was pretty nice as well. So I would say Virulent Emissary was nice, but it's not even really a Kithkin card. For the Kithkin deck, Crossroads Watcher, Thoughtlift Imbuer, and Mistmeadow Council were all awesome, but all the 2-drops were terrible. So my thinking from this draft, and it's important when you get some bad beats and and go 2-3 to figure out what went wrong and try to improve. I think I slid from Mythic 96% all the way from Mythic 93% as a consequence of this deck, so it owes me some learnings. I think the 2-drop quality is essential. Don't get into Kithkin if you don't see quality 2-drops already. I think in the future, I will not be pulled into Kithkin by quality 4-drops. I might speculate on a Thoughtlift Imbuer, but I won't say, oh, Kithkin is open, let's jump on it because there's a great Kithkin. Because if all you have is quality 4-drops, you're not putting together an aggro deck. We need to be pulled into Kithkin solidly only when we see quality 2-drops. That's going to be my big headline takeaway. So from this draft, headline takeaway, my suggestion is only commit to Kithkin when you see a density of high quality 2-drop Kithkin. Okay, enough said. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully we'll do better next time. And I will be drafting Lorwyn tomorrow, and we'll do another draft, and we'll learn from that draft as well. And until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, everyone, and don't be afraid to splash.